And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're taking a look at a party game called Konito. Now for the life of me, I have no idea what Konito means, because I looked it up on the internet, I can't find anything, I thought maybe it was Japanese, I'm not sure. But anyway, this is a game, a party game, in which you have to finish a phrase, okay? So if I read to you here, a guilty conscience needs know what? Do you know the answer? There wasn't a woman who lived where? Another one bites the divide and... Do you know the answers to those? Well, if you do, or if you think it'd be fun to do that in a party game, then watch this. And in fact, I'll tell you this. When I first read that and did that myself, going through that, I was like, I don't know. That doesn't seem like it would be very good. Well, maybe you think the same thing. Still watch this and we'll come back. Now the box, or bag, because the game does come with a bag where you can store everything, so if you want to just carry it around in the bag, you can. You have this board that you can build out of pieces. You can make the board shorter or longer depending on how long the game you want to make. This is an incredibly long game and I would never play with this long of a board. My board would probably be this long. Just here and around a quarter, maybe here, but not much longer than that. You're going to split up into teams. You can play with fewer players, like 2 or 3 without playing teams, but then you have to, it just doesn't work as well. You want to have teams. Each team has a pawn of their color. So on your turn, you look at the space that you're on. One person's going to be the reader. You're going to be timed, and as the time is running out, that reader is going to be grabbing cards off a pile that match the color, so that's green. That person's going to read these cards, and they're going to just read the first part here. So for example, they'll say, the importance of being, and then everyone else has to guess that that is earnest. Or they might say, the old ball and everyone else has to say chain. And that's not what your country can do for you. So you see there's different things that each card has. You're not using both sides of the card. All you have to do is get your team to do one whole side of the card. Once in a blue moon. We don't need no education. Can't read my poker face. And you can give people clues, you can sing, you can hum, you can do whatever you want except say the words or words that rhyme with the words. Once someone gets the word, you get a point, and then you go to the next one before the time runs out. There's also the orange and the red spaces. These are medium and hard spaces. So you can see here that they're really not much different. Can you smell what the rock is cooking? Okay, whatever it is. These just mean that there's more per card. You see this one here has 5 per card as opposed to the green one. When your time runs out, you'll move forward as many spaces as are on the card. And then you go, and the first person to the finish line is the winner. You have to pick a different reader each time. If you're on one of these Konito spaces, a challenge space, and you don't need to use these spaces, you can change the board to a side that does not have them on it. Then the person will draw a challenge card. And on a challenge card, that person's going to ask their teammates, say, pick 1, 2, or 3. They'll say, okay, 2. So this one, advance 1 space for each completed card face as normal, but each time you pass them, each time you pass, because you can pass a card, move back 1 space. So you don't want to pass cards in this one. Here, if they pick 1, your answers must start every response with, that's easy, I know that, and then give the response. So these basically make you do something different. My name is so-and-so, and then answer the response. This adds an element of silliness to it as people try to answer those. That's the game. Now the reason I said to come back was because, like I said at the beginning, when I first read this, I was like, that's not going to be very interesting. I just don't see that working well. But this game was a hilarious hit. Now, one of the complaints that I thought, and people said, was, well, you're going to run out of cards eventually. Yeah, that's true. I mean, there only is so many cards in the game. There's 202, but they're double-sided, so it's 404. That's actually a lot more than you think. And as you go through them, there's no way you can memorize all these different phrases or different things, and even if you do know a few of them, you still have to get them out as fast as you can. The whole thing's based on that time, and it's a whole lot harder. Remember, you have to get the whole card side, not just 1 or 2. You can pass, but then you have to start another card all over again. The challenges are going to get mixed things, right? I've often spoke against games where you're silly, the game tells you to be silly and you're silly. And that's a little bit in play here, but it works really well in this game, and the challenges make it more fun. When I have to say, hi, my name is Tom, Dus. Hi, my name is Tom, 3 little pigs. That first of all, that's a little bit more of a challenge, a lot more of a challenge. But secondly, super hilarious to watch. And this is a game that just everyone gets going in it because it's a team factor. Teams are fun. And on the box here it says 30 minutes, and inside it tells you can stretch it out longer. Like I said, I would never play longer than that. Just play for a while, and I would even get rid of the board and then just play with the cards and make the green cards 1 point, orange ones 2 points, and red ones 3 or something. I don't know exactly what maybe make the green ones 3, the orange ones 4, and the red ones 5. I don't know, but it's kind of like this is just a setting to do that and have fun, but because of that timer's there, you really are trying to do your best. Now, it's probably going to be centric. This is an English version, so it's probably a little bit Anglo-centric. Not everyone's going to know all the different terminology, but I think for the most part, it does go across a broad spectrum. So if you maybe know song titles, or I just know common phrases, we can work together on a team and have a lot of fun. Anyhow, check this one out. I really enjoyed it. Konito. Dice Tower Judgment, approved.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door!